What's poppin', everybody? It's Dave with the Collective Experience. We're back for another episode of the Foul Plugs Moto Show, and with me is the main man, boss with the hot sauce, Mr. Manny Fresh, Manny Jones. What's up, bro?
What's going on? What's going on, man? How you been?
Good. It's been a couple weeks. It's been running around a little bit. Work's been hectic. I know you've been jet setting a little bit too, so about time we get back to this.
Exactly. Time to get back to it.
Yeah, we finally got some good news in the industry too. We got a schedule. We got silly season teams are starting to unfold and unravel.
Yep.
We can start making some predictions. We have some new manufacturers popping in.
Yep.
Quite a bit to go over. So let's get kicked right into it.
Yep.
I'm gonna have you start off, and we're gonna introduce a whole new concept. So Manny and I, we love motocross, right? It's pretty evident in all of our videos and stuff like that. We have a tendency to talk a little bit too much and go for a while. So we're going to start implementing a timer and what we're going to talk about pretty much. So each topic, we're going to give each other 1 minute to kind of spew out what we think about the topic, our predictions, what we saw happening, yada, yada, yada. And then it should make for a more concise, more precise, effective way of getting the information out. We're going to try to hold ourselves back. We're going to go long. We're motor mouths, but hopefully this keeps us a little bit more, on the leash a little bit. So we're going to pop this off with no more GEICO Honda. It was news to the industry, shook things up. Manny, 1 minute, bro. What do you think about the new departure from GEICO Honda?
I think losing GEICO team as a whole and them as a sponsor to the sport was kind of one of the biggest hits I would say the industry has taken in a while. I mean, if you're a motocross fan just coming up, pretty much our whole lives of riding and stuff like that, they've been associated with motocross. I mean, just from the biggest names out. When we were little, growing up from the Eli Tomacs and Justin Barcias and everybody up now to most recently, Christian Craig and Jeremy Martin and everybody, they just had a footprint in the industry for such a long time. So to see them kind of depart the sport was really, really sad, and sad to see that team go because that team was run very well. And I think they've done a lot for the Honda brand itself as well, too. And even in those years that people probably didn't have too much confidence in that 250 machine, they showed, that those bikes are strong and can compete as well. So I was kind of bummed to see that team go, and especially with all that they've done for the sport.
Damn, that was almost a minute on the dot. Damn, boy, it's good. No, starting my minute. I agree with you. I think they were such a household name in motocross and Supercross. I mean, going back to Kennard, Grant. I mean, you said you got heavy hitters, and it was great to have a major title sponsor in the sport. Another outfit of racing. It was a great way to foster up new amateur riders. It's sad to see it go, man. I hope we have a 250 of some outfit that can still usher in that new group of amateurs, be another premier manufacturer's team. I mean, I know we've got a couple influx of some Honda 250 teams, but still to see GEICO go by the wayside, it's a bummer, man. It's kind of takes the air out of your sails, when you're talking about the longevity and the vitality of your sport, and you see a team enter. It's not too good, but fingers crossed that we can get a whole new sponsor in there and get the team back in some capacity.
Exactly.
So, obviously, we know the super elite guys already have a home. So you got the Lawrence brothers going to the HRC side. So that's actually that's pretty cool. I kind of like that they kind of had those guys in mind. They are the up and coming. They are like some of the the fresher faces, the guys that people want to see the most, especially Jet being so personable. I think that's going to be really good. It's the first time we've seen Honda, the HRC side at least, have a 250 squad since the Davey Millsaps, Andrew Short days, right?
Yeah, a long time since. I would say Andrew Short. I think it was the last time I've seen some of the guys on a 250. So it was good to see them step up and pick up the program. Obviously, we didn't expect them to let the 250 thing die from a factory level. So it was real good to see them pick them up. Obviously, they couldn't grab everybody, but I mean, it was glad to see if they actually are going to hold on to this effort, or if it's going to be a temporary thing if we get another large sponsor coming to the sport. Yeah. So I'm actually just curious to kind of see what they do.
Exactly. We hear that Phoenix Racing might grab either Shimoda or Carson Mumford, as well as Michael Lindsay's team with the FXR Chaparral side. They could also pick up one of those guys as well. So hope isn't dead for the team, but definitely bummer to see that go.
Yeah.
We also have things moving. So with the departure of GEICO Honda, the dispersion of that team, that allows other teams to kind of come in and grab the talent. And man, did they grab the talent. So,
Oh my God. Yeah.
as everyone can probably guess, we're talking about Star Racing Yamaha. They pretty much run the block right now. I'm sorry. They got everybody I noticed. They got the deepest squad. I mean, they just signed Malcolm Stewart, probably one of the more you know, fan favorites of the sport. Mookie has a personality all his own. He signed with Yamaha. Kind of a shock to a lot of us. Probably not to Manny because he has the inside beat and everything. Yeah, that was pretty insane to see Star Racing grab Mookie along with a couple other riders. Manny, I'm gonna give this one probably let's cap ourselves at a minute and a half talking about Star Racing Yamaha because they have quite a squad.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I have a question for you at the end of this segment. Yeah, what's your take on Star Racing Yamaha grabbing Mookie and Craig and Martin, and what's that mean for the team?
I think all in all, we've always, me and you especially, have always given Star Racing our praises in how they run their team and how they are able to identify talent and bring talent into their program and cultivate it. And Bobby Reagan just in this effort has just solidified, that team as just a juggernaut and a powerhouse. And he's shown that not only can he grow talent, he can go out and get talent and put a team together that's actually going to be competitive on multiple levels. And now we're going to see that they're not only going to have a 250 effort, they're going to have some heavy hitters in the 450 effort as well. So I'm definitely curious as to see how they actually, run that team at a 450 competitive level as well. And they have guys that can get out there and win now. So it's like, we're going to see them, how they compete on both levels, and they're in the championship conversation for both 250 and 450 now. So it's all systems go now over there.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that. Manny coming in at minute. The dude's nice with it right now. Starting my time up. I agree with you. I mean, like, I think this gives Star Racing Yamaha even more stock, which they already. I mean, they were killing the game. But, I mean, you bring in a superstar like Mookie. You bring in Dylan Ferrandis, who is probably first-round draft pick right now for everybody. Those two guys alone right there bring so much talent and accolade and attention to the team which we already had. And, hopefully they can carry on the success that they had in 250s onto the 450s. But I think this is probably a great opportunity for Yamaha to turn around I guess the negative notions on their 450 on the pro side. The AM side for the everyday rider, 450s are killing it. For the pro guys, it seems like the minute a 250 guy goes, from a YZ 250 to a YZ 450, career kind of goes on the drain a little bit. They're not performing. We see it with AP, underperforming. I'm sure up to for what his standards are for himself.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they can put some resources into the 450 and get that thing really working for, not only for themselves, but be a good template for other teams on the road. We can see that, team expansion with Yamaha. So I think it's a good steal with Mookie, the Whoop King, great steal with Ferrandis. And you got Martin and Craig, two juggernauts who have Craig is probably one of the best riders out there with style. Martin, a two-time champ. I mean, it's the done deal, man. It's a wrap. They have it on lock. So I'll pose the question, Manny. With all the guys that they have, Mookie, AP, Ferrandis, Craig, Martin, then they have Colt Nichols. They've got
Masterpool.
Who's that? They got I don't think they brought Masterpool back. I think they've got.
Oh, they didn't bring it back. Oh.
No, they got Fry, and they've got why am I blanking on his name right now? Justin Cooper.
Yeah.
And they also have what's his name? I want to say Levi Kitchen because they're both on Yamaha. But Thrasher as well.
Oh yeah, Thrasher. Nate
So
Thrasher, yeah.
they're running deep. They've got deep ass squad. Is this the most stacked and strongest team roster of all time in our sport? What do you think?
It's up there. Well, it's hard to say because if we're gonna say all time, so you're gonna include the PC monster combination under one umbrella.
Everything. Early 90s, 80s, 70s.
Kawasaki has put some teams together though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, because you got to think about it. If you're gonna include that, then you have to, if you're gonna include the PC and Monster Energy combination,
Yep.
then you have to look at, they had Austin Forkner, AC,
Yep.
and Eli Tomac
Yeah.
under one roof. Like,
Yeah.
so they literally were poised to win East, West, and 450
Yeah.
in one season.
You're right.
I don't know. I don't know if if Star is poised to do that. They're poised to at least get a 250 championship again.
Mhm.
They're in the conversation, and they have, and to be a top 3 contender at least in the 450s.
I'm gonna have to agree with you right there. I think if we're looking at a singular team, like under one, like,
Yeah.
umbrella, um, I'm gonna have to say this is the strongest team, man. People would argue that the PC team back when McGrath was under,
Oh,
the PC squad, they were saying, oh yeah, that's the strongest team. Then fast forward to like the 07, 08 when we had Villo, we had Stroop,
yeah.
we had a bunch of other guys under the PC tent. That being the strongest one. If we look at the 250 squad alone with Star, not to mention
Oh,
we had Mookie, Ferrandis, AP. Who else is messing with this team right now? I mean, this is like
very true.
the strongest squad we have. You know what I mean? So I think this is the strongest we've seen them. Not to mention, if we're just looking at star power, cool, everyone's super talented, but you have to understand they're
Yeah.
on the best bike probably ever produced right now, and it's killing everybody out. So that adds another, some more fuel to the fire. Plus they've got funding. Plus they've got backing from Yamaha Direct. So it's like they could be the
Yeah,
strongest one right now. It's tough. It's definitely tough, but I'm
it's
excited to see
definitely.
what this team can do.
I'm definitely excited. I think we all know kind of what the 250 guys and the 250 bike is capable of. I think we're all really have our eyes on that 450 program
Yeah.
and kind of seeing what guys like Mookie can do with a great bike. Like he has a great bike underneath him right now, a good
Yeah.
program, a full off season, and like Barsha looked good on that bike before the end of the season. So I
Yeah.
think they got some good testing done and things like that. And I think they have enough people under the tent now to actually do some really good testing and things like that and kind of figure things out, so that you got guys like Mookie who are amazingly fast and blazing fast
Yeah.
through the whoops, so they can find some settings there. You have Plessinger, who's not a rookie anymore, so he has a full season under his belt. He kind of knows you learn a little bit more about testing as well, learning the bike and things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm actually curious from that standpoint as well,
Yeah.
to kind of see what they do, if they find anything new.
I agree. Yep, coming from a developmental side, 100%. They've got
Yeah,
a good gambit of guys to put that thing to the test to get that chassis working right. So that's going to be
exactly.
that's going to be exciting and extremely lethal for them. And everybody else is going to have to put up with a really even better Yamaha. God bless them. That's that's going to be crazy. Moving manufacturers. We also have a new manufacturer to the fold in Gas Gas. Now, it's probably not a huge shock to everybody that Barsha went to Gas Gas. We've been talking about that for weeks, months actually. And he finally made
Yeah.
his announcement with the team post. We saw him on the Gas Gas bike, looking pretty
Yep.
damn steezy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say that the Gas Gas kit is probably my favorite kit out of going into 21.
Yep.
Steezy as all hell. Yeah, and he also brought with him Moseman, who had a pretty good last couple of years,
Yep.
as well as newbie Pierce Brown.
Yeah.
Manny, again, I'm gonna have you kick off this one. What are you thinking about the Barsha's move to Gas Gas along with Moseman and Pierce? How's that team gonna look? Give me your thoughts on it.
I think it's a good move, honestly, for Barsha. It gives him kind of another fresh start. He's on a really good bike. Obviously, we kind of like, obviously it's not known yet, but it's a KTM. So it's like it's a good bike under him.
Yeah.
He has another program that's tailored more all towards him, I think,
Yeah.
which is really good because he can kind of focus all his attention on testing and getting himself right and things like that.
Yep.
And then on the other end, the 250 end, I'm excited to kind of see like Moseman and Pierce Brown. They're no slouches. Those guys are fast,
Yep.
and they should transfer pretty smooth to that bike. It's pretty much the same thing. Those guys both have shown speed on the KTM's and Husky. So I think this bodes well for the whole team as a whole, and it's all about kind of how they are they going to split those two even on East and West?
I imagine so.
Yeah.
It only makes sense to me. So we'll
Yeah.
we're gonna have to see. Um, talking in my time, one thing that kind of surprises me a little bit is the fact that they don't have a third 250 guy. So say
Hmm.
Bozeman or Pierce gets hurt, unless you're both on
Yeah.
one round or one series, that's it, man. You don't have many choices for 250 fill-in guys unless you bring
Yeah. That's
somebody
why.
up. But then it's like who you bring up. They haven't really touched the gas. If they start making it a little bit, some nuanced changes here and there, then you're bringing a guy who's under the eight ball a little bit. Then it's like, is it
Yep.
worth getting that guy? So you know what I mean? You start opening up a can
Exactly.
of worms. So I thought they would have signed another guy, but I thought this was great, man. The bikes, like I said, looked phenomenal. For all
Hmm.
intents and purposes, they are KTM's. So I'm
Hmm.
sure, Pierce Brown's right at home. Mosiman might feel pretty comfortable. Barsha, we already heard in a few interviews, said he likes the gas, unbelievable traction, likes the chassis compliance. So
Yeah.
those are all great things. I mean, I think he needed this rejuvenation to his career, to his program,
Yep.
go out with a bang on a really good brand. Not trying to, say the guy's gonna retire soon, but I think it's really good for his brand. He seems happy and he seems like he likes the refresher of
Yeah.
the team. So I'm excited to see what happens, man.
Yeah. Me too. I'm pumped.
I think it's obvious they're going to be contenders right away, so it's not like we have to talk about that at all. But I think they're going to be very competitive come the first round.
Yeah. Definitely. I can't say anything.
Do we call it H1 now? It's not A1, right? We don't go to Anaheim. We H Town one. Like what do we say?
H1.
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 That's gonna be weird, man. This is gonna be a weird year. We'll get into
Yeah.
that in a bit too. But we also have MCR, which is a pretty formidable team. You and I like the team a lot. They did great things over the past couple of years. They've won in the last couple of seasons. Really good bike. They signed
Yeah.
McElrath, Bloss, and Freezy and Hillerback. And I'll kick us off, man. I like this team. Like I think it's a really solid team. I love how Tony Leslie might catch some flack for being mini dad, whatever. But I think he is sort of resurrected his career as like a really good team manager who is rider centered first. So the happiness
Definitely.
of his guys, happiness of his team, the cohesion with everybody, that's his priority.
Hmm.
And it's very
Hmm.
apparent in the guys that he picks. And it seems like it's a really cool team to be part of. McElrath is a proven solid dude. I think he's going to work very well with the MCR squad. Bloss is
Yep.
super fast. The dude can
Yeah.
be top five any given weekend. And we know that
Yep.
Freezy and Hill are talented. The only thing that I might say is, man, I hope that McElrath can get used to the bike pretty quickly as well as Bloss. And if Hill can
Mhm.
get more consistent, dude, that would
Oh
be
my
a
God.
lifesaver, not only for the team, but for this dude's career, because this guy can either be blazing fast or be 15th
Yeah.
real quick. So hopefully they can get it together. Manny, what's your thoughts on it, man, as we clock in for your minute?
Yeah, I definitely want to echo your sentiment in regards to Tony Alessi. He's definitely like turned the tables in terms of what people think of him now
Right?
as more a manager now, more so
Yeah.
than just the days with Mike. And I think everybody sings their praises of him as a manager now, and I think
Right?
that's really good. I think it was a great pickup grabbing Shane McElrath. I think that
Yeah.
was a good pickup. I mean, that guy is a lottery pick, I would say. Like you know what I mean, in terms
Yeah.
of kind of who's available. He's a guy who's going to work hard. He's going to be very consistent. I think, like how you said, if he gels well with the bike, he's definitely going to be up there immediately. And I think, with the departure of Malcolm, that's a great, way to fill the spot. So I definitely foresee, great things coming for that team this
Yeah.
season. And like how you said, Justin Hill, I mean, he's so fast. So when we see him on, so it's just
Right?
like he's either battling for a podium, battling for a win sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like, or he's in the back of the pack and we're like, what's going on? Like the dude was like on the pole in practice or something like that.
Yeah.
So I hope he can kind of give us a really good consistent season this year and kind of, like how you said, save his career.
Yeah. So we'll see. Manny coming in a little overtime, but we'll let it pass. No, I think obviously we both like this team, and I hope great things. They're putting themselves in a really great position to be successful. Like you said, Hill has the potential to be super quick. Freezy is lightning fast off the gate. The guy can. The last couple of years have been super solid. It could easily, clock in a top 7, top 6, top 5 in a heat race, or maybe even if he figures stuff out, maybe in the main event. McElrath, solid guy, hard worker. He can do the damn thing. And Benny Bloss, what more can we say about Benny Bloss? The guy can put a great ride together and really reassert himself. So I think this team's name of the game needs to be preparation, get the fitness good, which all those guys have, and be consistent and ride the bike the way they know how to ride the bike. So we'll see. One thing that I have a question for you, Manny. KTM, we know they're a 450 squad. Yep. What's going on with the 250s? No one said anything. We heard, we saw the departure of the TLD team going away from KTM. So that leaves a kind of a hole and a gap for 250 riders. We've seen potential prospects like Thrasher switch up manufacturers completely to a Japanese brand. What is your thoughts on KTM right now? Like, will you see them kind of like, not putting as much emphasis on their 250 squad? Do you think they're going to wait for somebody to kind of pick that up, like a satellite team, and then give them funding or support and bikes? Are they looking to maybe, I don't know, maybe disband their 250? Because we hear that Max Volan's coming up and riding Supercross for them, which I'll be completely honest with you, way too early. The dude just got off on 25s, and they're putting him in the pro ranks on a 250F. I don't even know he's getting his pro license, but that's a political bureaucratic shit. I mean, what do you think is going to happen with the KTM 250 squad? Like, and if they are going to come back with it and keep it in house, who's gonna be in their squad?
I think it's kind of the tell of the tale. Like, I think KTM has done a poor job managing their 250 program as a whole. In a sense, I think they put all their time and resources into their 450 program and trying to win a 450 championship. And I think kind of the 250 just kind of falls where it may. And that's also just an example of kind of the turnover of the riders that they get coming in and out of their 250 program. No discredit to the Troy Lee program at all, but just in the emphasis, like how you're saying, just for example, with Max Volan coming up way too early. And so it's like, I think they need to do a better job of grooming that program as a whole, getting a tried and true factory KTM program that's they have the R&D backing, they have the full team, they have a solid manager and everything like that. So versus kind of, it seems like they're just like, we'll give somebody some factory bikes and a little bit of factory support and money, and you guys can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Coming in a minute. I kind of agree with you. I would say I know that the TLD squad did what they could. I think the team manager is Tyler Keith. I will say that they're hardworking. I do think KTM puts an emphasis on those guys, but I do see a lot more of the heavy push for like training and preparation and excellence coming to the 450 side. I kind of echo what you said. I wish the 250 had that same sort of like fervor. You know what I mean? That same sort of like energy with, hey, we want to breed excellence. We want these guys to be super talented. We want the next Cooper Webb, the next Doug, the next Marvin Musquin. So I don't know, man. I don't even know who like I would put on a KTM 250 right now to really shine and really do well. I couldn't even tell you who they would pick. But for me, Max Volan wouldn't be it. I would give Max Volan 2 more years, the schoolboy and then the A class of honing those skills, because we've seen it time and time again. These young guys come in, they have all this energy, excitement, and talent and speed, and then boom, they're on the ground and they're hurt throughout the season. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Coming in a little over a minute, sorry. Hopefully the KTM figures it out. Manny and I are, I'm sure you're as hopeful as I am, and we'll see where things shake up. But they only have so much more time left, Manny, before we start racing in Houston. So
they got to figure this thing out.
They got to figure this shit out quick. Another team that has to figure things out, man, JGR. What's going on with those guys? I feel like every year they're having a harder and harder time finding a title sponsor. They have good guys like Alex Martin, super popular. They got Freddie Noren, popular guy. They had Savachi, who had a pretty good following, did great things for the team. What's going to happen? Like, why is it this team that has such a hard time finding sponsors? Like, what's the problem for them? Why they're getting better results than some of the factory guys? What's JGR's issue with getting funding? Is it bike based? Is it location based? What do you think their issues are?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not a I'm not an accountant, so I don't want to say like I want to dig into their spend or anything like that, because I don't think it's like they spend any more than anybody else, or
No.
they don't have a huge name that's eating their budget up or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
before, maybe when they had Chad Reed or something like that, obviously he swallowed a big load of money.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't see anything kind of like that's different from them than anybody else that keeps them from kind of running a let's say normal program.
Yeah.
And so it's weird that even when you have guys like Alex Martin, who won motos and won overall outdoor this season, and is a good Supercross rider, and then you have got a good Supercross rider in Joey Savacci, and who was competitive in outdoors, and a consistent top 10 guy in Freddie Noren. It's like, I don't see why they can't put together a solid program, or lock in good funding, or a good sponsor. So it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. Like, it seems like nobody else is able to kind of put their finger on it, because it seems like every year they're in this same position, and they're kind of scrapping to put something together last minute. And obviously every year they go racing, but I don't know. It's kind of messed up that they have to go through this every season.
Man. Um, I gotta agree with you. I think uh, there's such a great outfit. Jeremy Albrecht is, a legend in the sport, does great things, really, almost like Tony, really cares about his riders. I think he does a
Mm-hmm.
great job of managing riders and their
Yep.
well-being, as well as the team's well-being as well.
Yeah.
I will say, I think, they're trying to keep hope alive with Suzuki and do some stuff like that. But, that could be a good squad to have for KTM to look at, as in terms of getting their 250 program kickstarted, because I think those guys run a great program, a great outfit. They know how to make a bike really good. They kept the Suzuki
Mm-hmm.
competitive in the 250 class. That's almost
Yep.
impossible. So they have what it takes. They're able to sign some pretty decent talent. That would just mean the disaster pretty much for the Suzuki 250 to not have more of a
Yeah.
factory type team behind them. But man, I can't tell you why JGR can't get consistent, solid early funding every year, man. It perplexes me, and I think they do a great job, and they really need to get the support. And I wish some bigger companies would come behind them and really
Yeah.
make a push to help the team out. So
Yeah. I think this.
my fat ass is talking nonstop and going over a little bit. Another place I want to talk, thing I want to talk about, Manny, is the Supercross schedule.
Yep.
So obviously we're in the pandemic, right in the middle, smack dab of it. A
Yep.
lot of places, we're not able to be open. We can't have large
Yep.
gatherings. A lot of sports are having to kind of, put up shop for a little bit and kind of put things on a
Mhm.
hiatus. I think we're very lucky in Supercross to where, we haven't really had to do too much in terms of, not being able
Yeah.
to race. I think we've had the breaks kind of sucked, but, at the end of the day, we were able to go racing in some capacity. Now for the 2021 season, things are looking a little bit different. So yes, we
Yeah.
are able to race. Yes, there will be fans out in the stadiums at a much lower capacity, obviously, and they're gonna try out some more pod type seating, kind of keeping people in smaller clusters with your group and stuff like that. However, we're not going to the usual rounds, Manny. We're not
Yeah.
going to California a bunch of
Yeah.
times. We're not doing the whole up and down the California leg. We're
Yep.
starting off in Houston. We're going to Glendale. We're going to Indy, and we've got triple crowns now and Tuesday races at most places. Manny, what's your thoughts on the 250, or sorry, on the 2021 schedule? Do you think it's looking like this is great for the sport? Do you think this is going to hurt the sport? Do you think that this kind of breeds new life? Do you think it brings things down? What's your take on
Um, Well, first things first, I'm happy that we're going racing, period.
it? Amen.
So I'm glad that they figured something out. I think every sport had to go through something in terms of figuring out what they can do. I think a lot of it stemmed from they had to go to locations that were going to allow fans,
Yep.
because a lot of states still aren't allowing fans at sporting locations, things like that. We still have NFL games that are empty,
Yep.
things like that. So I mean, I think the sport hurts if we just have another bubble situation where we have bubble races. I don't think that does well for Supercross. I think we're a fan-based sport. So number one, I think they had to tailor that to locations based off of that. So I think
Yep.
that kind of slimmed the pot. Then you had to chop it down again based off what other sports are going on during that season, because we
Yep.
have an altered football season and things like that. So they had to base it off of that and television network. So I think based off of kind of what they were dealt with, and obviously the still second half of the season is still up in the air. We still have like a TBD on some race dates.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think they did the best with what they could. And, you know, me being from Houston, I'm not going to complain about the H1.
Right? H1 being so close. Man, you know what, honestly, I like this. I like this schedule. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of going into the Cali spots week after week after week. I like Cali. I dig it. But I'm like, man,
Yep.
enough is enough, dude. We're there like 5, 6 weekends of the year.
Yep.
I personally like the East Coast and the Midwest
Mm-hmm.
for Supercross races. I love Indy. I love Minnesota. I love going back home to Connecticut, and we can just drive to Foxborough
Yep.
or Mount Life. You know, Tennessee. I dig those races. So for me, this is great.
Yep.
Kind of keeps the driving a little bit more, you know, cut down, the flying cut down a little bit. And the fact that we have Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, I dig it. I mean, I kind of like that schedule. I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, it's it speeds the season up a little bit for these guys, and it kind of puts us in a great, like, almost like a prime time like position. I think, you know, a lot of guys are watching Monday Night Football, and you know, Friday night fights and Thursday. Everything has a
Yep.
theme. With these Tuesday Supercross races, it could make us more mainstream. Guys are on the couches watching TV on, you know, whatever, be like, oh, who's on dirt bikes, and then get hooked, you know.
Yep.
So I dig it. I think it's gonna be good. A lot of the privateer guys in the program, in our program, they like the fact that they're only spending a little less than $2,000 in gas and not $5,000 in gas going from back and forth across the country.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I like it. I'm excited for it. Going a little bit over, but no, I think it's great. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely pumped to see how it works. I mean, if it goes well, you know, we may have these Tuesday races being a thing. So
Exactly, which again I think can only help our sport, and I guess helping the guys in our program. Speaking of the program, the 2021 TCE Supercross Internship Program is now live at thecollectivexp.com. This is your chance to get in and work with a professional team. Now, I'm not saying it's just a meet and greet and you're going to get an autograph signing and be somebody's coffee getter. It's not like that. You're going to be an actual team member of a professional race team, hands-on experience, working from anything that includes social media, mechanic support, team management, helping sponsors, interacting with fans. You're going to be doing it all, and doing it all in the best way with unlimited access, getting opportunities to make connections that you really can't get anywhere else. If you act now and sign up for our Arena Cross program, you get free entry into our Supercross side as well. That waives the application process for Supercross, and it gets you more bang for your buck, people. Please check it out. Get in on it. It's an amazing opportunity for you, and we want to help out as many teams with getting new interns in there as possible. We want people to sign up as early as you can. That way we can have a good tally going forward and really get people set up. Manny, we've had people go on to work for teams that are coming out this year, Team PRMX, people working for like the W, helping train professional riders, working for FXR, different organizations all over the map, working for Feld Supercross. I mean, we've had people go on to do some pretty incredible things and really make a name for themselves in the sport through the connections they make in this program. So guys, check it out at the Collective EX on Instagram, thecollectivexp.com. Get your start in the industry and have a kick-ass job today. Manny, we're kind of in the off season right now.
Yep.
No one's racing. We can't do too much. It's kind of boring. I'll admit it. But at least we had good weather. We can ride a little bit.
Yeah.
This is like boot camp pretty much time for a lot of people. So we're seeing a lot of guys are coming off vacation right now. They're getting on the bikes, or they're in the new gear, they're on the new bikes, breaking in suspension, testing. Who do you think is going to benefit the most, 250 and 450, from this offseason? Who needs it the most? Who's going to have the most growth? Who's going to benefit the most and be that much more ready for 2021?
I think coming off this offseason, and the person I would say that benefited the most was Ken Roxon. And his decision to take the summer off, I think, was one of the best things that he could have done. He was fighting all types of, let's say, struggles with health or whatever he had. His deal was going on at the end of the season. I think him just taking that time to mentally reset and actually, put a full effort and come out strong. I think he's going to be kind of a force coming to wreck. He's going to be fresh, and versus like he didn't have to drag through that whole summer ordeal, kind of like how everybody else did. We see Eli he took it off. He was riding, but versus somebody who really took it off and actually is going to come in fresh. I think that'll be great.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think Roxon definitely he's gonna come back rejuvenated, come back with he's a kid now, different perspective. Beyond the 2021 and really
Yep.
start kicking ass and getting in shape and fighting all those ailments he had. I think it's gonna be great for him. I think this offseason is gonna be really good. I think if I'm looking at like a 250 guy,
Oh.
I want to say it's gonna be really good for like a Justin Cooper. It's like a reset, deep breath.
Mm.
You're gonna have some new motivation around him with Craig and Martin, and he's gonna have some more guys behind him. Like, oh man, I got guys who are like Martin, who are the 250
Yep.
champions 2 times. I have some quick young guns on my ass. I got to set my
Yeah.
shit up and really perform and be the team leader that I should
Yep.
be. So I think it'll be great for him, and it's going to turn things around for him, pretty decently, and put him back at the top of the pack, like we saw like in 2019.
I got a question for you.
Okay, yeah.
Is
What's
this
that? What's that?
is this a do or die year for Austin Fortner? Does he have to get it done?
Ooh, that's a damn good question. Okay, I don't think this year's do or die in terms of will he be able to get better rides moving forward. I think it's
Mhm.
do or die for him in terms of momentum. So if he doesn't go out there and get a title, I'm like, it's like, bro, what's a better opportunity? There's going
I
to be
think
more and more guys, going to be faster and faster people. Like he threw it away
I think
2 years in a row.
he falls into that Jeremy Martin category if he doesn't get it done, where he's right there. He's been on the cusp for a few years. I mean, honestly, shitty situations. We all seen what happened, but
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you don't want to be the guy in the class forever that had all the talent in the world
Yeah. No,
when
I
all your
think,
peers are moving up.
yeah, I agree with you. I think he really needs to show something this year, man. Not that he hasn't in past years, but
Mm-hmm.
Mitch wants titles. He signs guys to get titles, and I don't see, I don't see him achieving that, or at least as easily as he could have in the last couple of years. I say easy because things just
Mm-hmm.
keep getting more and more talent deep, and we're getting faster and faster rookies, faster bikes. Yamaha's
Yep.
bike is going to be doubly fast, with all these guys coming in and doing extra testing.
Yep.
Cowie's bike is new for 21, but still, man, I mean, they're kind of at a horsepower deficit in a class that horsepower reigns supreme. So it's gonna be tough, man. I think Faulkner really needs to make it happen this season. Damn, that's a good ass question, Manny. Um,
Yeah.
I got one for you. So 2021, a lot of cool things happening. A lot of guys ascending to the premier
Mm-hmm.
class, the 450 guys. Who
Mm-hmm.
will be the top rookie in the 450 class in 2021? We have quite a handful of them moving up. So who will be the guy that's like, damn, that one's going to be the standout rookie? Because don't forget, we still have Chase Sexton in that mix as well.
Ooh. I I think Chase Sexton will be the standout rookie.
I think
Now
so.
that he's so technical on the bike in terms of like, I think a lot of eyes will be because is Fernandez riding Supercross?
Yeah. Yep.
So he's going to ride Supercross. Okay, I think a lot of eyes will be on Fernandez just because we live in the present.
Yep.
But I think it'll be kind of like how we did with like AC, where you kind of forget that Chase Sexton's going to be a rookie.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to do well. Like, I think Supercross suits him in terms of, I think he's already going to be comfortable with the bike.
Yep.
He's a very technical rider. He already is comfortable with riding against these guys and the peers and in the typical day and how the schedule is going to go and things like that. And I think he's going to come out, ready. He's going to put some good results in right away, kind of like how he did in outdoors and turn some heads.
You know what? I agree with you 115%. I think Sexton is going to come and I think be more of an underdog for a lot of people. So I think that he's going to come in and say like, all eyes will be on AC or all eyes will be on Ferrandis, like you said, or Mookie. And he's just going to be like, you know what? I've been training with AC. I'm just as fast on Supercross. I like my bike. I have my shit together. I'm not coming in as a rookie that rides over my head. I'm mentally strong. I'm mature and surprise a lot of people. I think I would pick Ferrandis for this, but I think Ferrandis is going to sometimes override that 450 like it's a
Yep.
250 and end
Yep.
up on the ground. So I don't
Agreed.
want to wish ill on anybody. I don't think it'll be catastrophic, but I do see Ferrandis trying to 3 on and quick twitch the bike and throw it down and get into trouble with a chassis that we've seen that isn't as conducive and effective when you start riding the bike like that. So
Yep.
I think the metered, more mentally strong, more mature approach, and the way that Sexton rides, very technique conscious. I think it's
Yep.
going to lead to a very successful Supercross rookie season for him, and glad we're on the same page there.
Yeah. Definitely.
So we, being that we got around to the rookies, who's going to be the champ in both classes? Who's are we going to see another domination from Eli Tomac, or are we going to see like finally AC making charge? Are we going to see Sexton, surpass expectation and get some wins and shake things up? Are we going to see Mookie, in the title fight? Like, who do you think is gonna make a push and be our champ once the checker flag flies in Utah?
Ooh, I don't know. I think it also depends. A lot of it depends on. I think Eli Tomac's going to be very strong.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ken Roxon's going to come out very strong again.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on what Cooper Webb we get. I know AC is going to battle for wins, and AC is going to get wins. I think he'll be in the top 3, top 4 running. But like I said, I think a lot of it hinges on what Cooper Webb we get. Because we all know that he can be a spoiler and come out and steal this thing late in the season.
Yep.
And also another person that I think is going to do very well is Zach Osborne.
People are sleeping on him big time.
Sleep.
Oh, man, honestly, if you had to ask me, my gosh, I don't even know right now. I know Tomac's going to come and want like, redemption for a outdoor season that really wasn't what we've seen typical Eli Tomac. AC is going to be solid and wanting to finally put his name up there as a title contender. Roxon's back and renewed and refreshed and going to be going fast as all hell from the gate drop. Cooper Webb's going to be very fast. We have Marvin Muskin coming back finally. So, we didn't see him last year. Then we've got Barsha on the gas. We got AP who could have a resurgence this year finally. Ferrandis. This is going to be insane. Honestly, if I had to pick, I'm going to say Roxon, man. I had him pick last year. If Roxon rode the way he rode last year, and he was kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit in terms of health and all that other stuff, I think I like him for that. But then you got to factor in the fact that we have some triple headers, and he didn't do too good when we went to Utah, and Cooper kind of like that back-to-back, all out race.
Yeah,
so.
Night King.
Yeah, he is. Man, that's really, really tough. So, man, if I had to pick, I'm gonna say Roxon, but I'm not confident in anything I say right now. This could be completely different. So, I'm excited. I think we're gonna get treated to a great season. 2021 is gonna be great. Really looking forward to all the new teams, the new riders. Finally having Supercross, some sense of normalcy, fans in the stands. Really, really excited, Manny. I know you're just as amped as I am. Guys, let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. Who is going to be the 250 and 450 champs? Looking for 250 in both East and West. If we end up having an East and West, let us know. Be sure to give us a like. Give us hit the subscribe button. Share this video. We're trying to grow the page, trying to get more attention out there for our amazing sponsors, our amazing supporters, and of course our program. And again, check out thecollectivexp.com. We've got some great programs going on. Manny, this was fun. I'm glad we did this again. I assume we're going to be talking very soon about our predictions and our pre-show for the 2021 season. So, guys, be sure to look up for that. Manny, I appreciate the time, sir. And we will see you on the next one.
All right, catch you soon.
All right, guys.
I can never lose to you until go, I can never lose to you. Hey, hey.